Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about some criticism and some bullet points that I've written down that I want to explain and offer to the developers, or just offer to you guys to kind of hear my thoughts on the current state of the game, things that I want to see fixed, things that I want to see changed, and also so that way you have an opportunity to drop down in the comment section and let me know what I missed, because I know I missed something, because it's impossible to make a list like this without missing something. But before we dive into it, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, drop a like on this video. If you're excited about Predecessor content, if you're enjoying the content, thank you so much. Let me know that in the comments as well. I really do appreciate all the nice comments that I've been getting with these videos. So let's go ahead and dive into it. It's actually not a huge list, but some of these things are pretty important, and I wanted to go ahead and touch on it. So no particular order. I just was at the gym, literally between my sets, and I was working on this list and some things that I really want to see changed or iterated on. So all right, itemization stat overlap. Okay, this is a big one for me. There is way too much of the same stats on a ton of these items. I brought this up on the Predcast with some other creators. If you're not familiar, might put some links in the description below. But it just feels like getting 100% crit is way too easy. It feels like some of the items have just way too much of everything, and you never really have to niche down your decisions for building items. You can just kind of pick, like, I made the funny joke, it's like you could take a dart and throw it at a list of items for 80 carries and you would just land on an 80 carry item. It's like, it's so hard to mess up itemization, and I just think that, like, the biggest offender are the 80 carry items. Every attack speed item has like power, attack speed, either life steal or move speed, and crit. It's like, it's so easy to get like 100% crit, and I just think that it's like, it just like can't be that way. Sky Splitter mainly being one of the big ones, which I love the item, I really do, but it does everything. Like, it has HP percentage shred, it has power, it has attack speed, it has I think either move speed or life steal, I don't remember which one it is, and then it has crit on it. It's like, dude, you gotta make, some of the items need to be power focused, some of the items maybe need to be life steal focused, some of the items need to be like a little bit more crit focused just in the stat lines, and then their passives can be adjusted or be whatever they are. But I feel like the stat lines, just the stat lines, have a little bit too much overlap on them, and I would like to see that changed a little bit. And again, it doesn't have to be crazy changes. Maybe the crit could go way down, or maybe it could be removed, maybe the power could go up because you removed it, but I just think that there's a little bit too much stat overlap. All right, number 2, and this is another big one, because these are the top of the list are probably all the big ones, and the bottom of the list is things that I forgot and like had to put at the end. Fangtooth rework. I think that having a stacking Fangtooth buff will probably never work, and the main reason why is it's way too snowball. It is way too snowball-y. It gets to the point where, like, the team that's ahead just perpetually stays ahead, and it's not 100%, but I think that, like, I was talking about this, I think that, like, if I had to estimate, the team that gets the first 3 Fangtooths probably has like a 75 to 80% win rate. Like the team that gets the first 3 Fangtooths just wins the game most of the time. Now here's the thing, the team that gets 3 Fangtooths unanswered, meaning they have 3 Fangtooths to 0, I bet that's like a 95% win rate. It's the team that's ahead is already ahead in items, gold, kills, etc., and then they're getting the stat bonuses on top of it. I just think it's way too much. Now, Fangtooth rework is a pretty big one. The implications that can be pretty big. This is what I would do, and I don't have a solid idea for it. It would take me a little bit of time. I would make it to where every Fangtooth is a unique buff, and that unique buff could probably only be secured for the team that gets it, and it maybe not even be permanent. I'm not sure, but let's say hypothetically they were to build like 8 Fangtooths, like 8 variable Fangtooths, like they all have their own unique version of a buff. And then when it's spawning, like, it'll tell you pre-spawn which one's coming up, or we have like a list of the 8 that spawn in a row, and then the team that gets it either gets it and it's there, if you get it for like 2 minutes, or maybe you get it for like 4 minutes, or maybe you get it permanently. I don't know, but I think having a stacking buff is way too snowball. It creates situations where the team that's behind just cannot come back, and I think it's a little bit problematic. All right, this one is for probably a little bit later on, closer to like ranked and stuff, probably closer to release, but even so could be pretty nice. It's like a pick ban phase for drafting, but even just not just for full pick ban phase, because like I said, that's a little bit further on, just draft trading. Like, if I'm first pick, let me pick a support, let me have my friend pick a jungler for me, and then we just swap our picks. I think that would be just really nice quality of life, because you can't really decide where you get your pick at. It's just random, so that'd be nice. But yeah, eventually a pick ban phase as well. All right, the next one on the list is shop buying is unresponsive. This is just like general quality of life bug fixes, so I kind of just use this as a way to throw that in there. But dude, if you go to buy an item, it just doesn't buy, and I have to like quadruple and 6 times click the item. It's really annoying. All right, next one on the list is ward cooldowns feel a bit long, just a bit. I really like the way wards work in this game. I've heard some feedback about, oh, wards need to be buyable. I actually disagree. I like that it's budgeted. I like that you have to make a decision about it. You know, if you wait and use your ward on Fangtooth, then you might not have a ward for you know, your lane for a gank. And I like that it feels budgeted, but I think that the cooldown, because it's budgeted, could maybe be a little bit lower, just a little bit. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on that one. All right, the next one on the list is mini prime feels a little bit negligible. It doesn't really feel impactful. I don't really prioritize it. I don't really go out of my way to do anything with it. Once I do have it, I just kind of use it as like a little bit of a damage buff. And I would like to see it change to something else. Now, I'm not saying to steal this idea, and I'm not even sure it's the best idea. There's probably a better one. I know in Overprime, it kind of acts like Rift Herald from League. Like if you kill the mini prime, you can actually get it, and then you can drop it in a lane and it'll push. That's cool. Maybe something unique could be developed around it, but it feels a little bit negligible. All right, the next one on the list, and I think that this one is in the pipeline, is custom item sets. They already have the system built. They just need to build the page for you to build it into the system. So if you're on the item page, like where you're like the item shop, there's like a little drop down arrow where it's like for your roles. It's like mid, jungle, and it has like the different suggested items. So you can literally build in custom sets into that. We would just need a page or like a screen, a landing page, some kind of a UI out of game to then build those sets. So they already basically have the system there. We just need them to build on it a little bit more. All right, the next one is endgame stats. I want to see damage taken, healing done, damage done, maybe even like experience gained. I really want to see those big stats because I want to test builds and I want to test things that I'm doing and feeling. But you know, without some kind of feedback, it's a little bit hard. And I'm sure this is in the works, of course. General UI changes is the next one on the list. I want some things to be smaller. Now, I'm pretty sure that like a lot of the UI in this game is going to change over time, so I'm not too upset about that. But again, just general feedback. Want to throw that out there because I don't want to miss it on the list. General UI changes. I want some things to look a little bit nicer. I want some of the menus to be a bit smaller, maybe to be scalable for my own self, like the map. I want to be able to scale it up a little bit, stuff like that. This next one on the list could be considered like a skill-based thing, so I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on it. But I want some of the buff timers to be physically on the map. Like if I kill Fangtooth at 1358, I know it's coming back at 1858, but do I really need to just have the circle and remember the time, or can it just be on the map? I don't know. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on it. I don't think it would overly like make the game too casual to just put it on the map. Once you've gotten vision of it, the game gives you the information anyways, so maybe they could just put it on the map. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts for, you know, all the different little circle spawn timers. I think a little white timer on the map would be pretty nice. All right, lane potion should refund a little bit of mana. I don't know what y'all think about this, because I like that the game is kind of simple when it comes to wards and sentries and potions and the smite, even the jungle hunt. But I do think that because the only way to get mana back is like getting the cyan buff or the river buffs, maybe the lane potion could give just a little bit of mana as well, so you can decide to, hey, do I use my potion here because I need mana? I think that could be a really nice one. All right, this next one is a massive one for me. Updated ping system. We need a map ping. I'm gonna be honest, I detest the ping system in this game. It's just that the little communication wheel, it's just not it. I need the control to just pull up a map and ping it. This will probably be my biggest feedback for the game forever until it's added. This is one of those things when it comes to MOBAs, you gotta have it. I need that fluid system of being able to move my mouse, ping. And I understand that you have to build that for controller too. I'm coming from a game called Pokemon Unite. You literally could just pull up the map, move your cursor, and ping. It maybe isn't as precise or as quick, But hey, we all pick our own input. Just my personal opinion. I really want to just pull up a map and ping. Also, I want a quick danger ping. I want something that sounds really abrasive. You know what I mean? Like something really, really abrasive, and I can just press a button really quickly and I danger ping an area, because something really abrasive and a quick danger ping or like alert ping can sometimes, you know, like kind of like wake somebody up. You know, they're like, oh my god, like what's he pinging that for? And that could be a really, really quick one. All right, next one on the list, and we're getting to the bottom of it now. Numbered health bars on blue buff, red buff, gold, and cyan. You can smite them to steal them or to take them, secure them, but you don't actually know their health bars. So I'm learning them, but I also think they scale. So it's I just if Fangtooth and the primes can have them, maybe these other buffs can have them too. All right, inhib timers. Yeah, same thing on the map. I just want the inhib timers. Also, when they respawn, I understand that they respawn like, and they're like in this downed vegetative state. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I get why it's there. It's so that way games don't go on forever. Maybe they could come back at like 50% efficacy. Maybe they do 50% damage, or maybe they shoot 50% slower. But I think that them just coming back and just kind of sitting there is a little lame. So yeah, maybe inhibs could just come back at like a decreased efficacy as opposed to just sitting there. And I know that just sitting there is a decreased efficacy, but I think it's a bit much. And last but not least, the minion AI in this game is weird. The lane minion AI is weird. They just get bored of you and they just walk away, and I don't really get it. So I just want to see maybe the AI be a little bit more consistent when it comes to if I'm standing directly in front of them and they just get bored and they literally walk away. I don't understand why. Sometimes I don't get it at all. They literally just turn and walk away, and I'm really confused by it. And it's just one of those things. But friends, that's my bullet points of criticism for Predecessor currently. Like I said, I know I missed something. I'm not going to touch on balance. Balance is iterative. I'm not going to say they need to add a ranked mode. That's going to come down the line. I want to touch on the things that I think that can meaningfully see changes like now, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. So make sure you drop a like on this video, drop down to the comments, let me know what I missed in terms of something that feels realistic for them to make me like meaningful changes to here and now, without saying like, oh, they need to release 10 more heroes, like stuff like that. So as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for future Predecessor content. Be sure to be kind of one another, tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.